What's up, Tech Gang? In this video, we're going to be going over the camera on the OnePlus N30. Stay tuned. Alright everyone, hopefully you guys are having a good day. Hopefully everyone is safe out there. I've been using this device for a while now. It's kind of like my secondary phone. So I've been taking photos, playing video games on this and stuff like that. If you guys have any questions on this device, let me know in the comment section down below. Also, if there are any other videos you guys want me to make on the N30, since I've made like only 3 or 4, let me know that in the comment section down below as well. But in this video, we're going to be going over the camera. I'm going to be going through the camera application as well as showing you some samples of photos and videos that I took on this device. But first and foremost, I think we should just go over the camera setup right here. I think the design is really cool, and I think I've stated that in previous videos, but I think this is just a really unique design compared to every other phone out there right now. As you guys can see, we have 2 lenses inside of the secondary camera, and we have one big lens right there in the main one, and of course we have our LED flash right here. And I think other than the back that leaves a lot of fingerprints, this glossy back, I think that this setup and this look is really nice. I think the only thing that OnePlus should do next time around is, of course, have like a matte back or like a metal back or something like that. That's pretty much the only con about the design language on the back of the phone, but everything else looks very unique, very nice, and it definitely defines OnePlus for sure because it's super different. As you guys know, our main camera is going to be a 108 megapixel f1.7 wide angle camera. This is going to be our PDAF camera. Our secondary is going to be our 2 megapixel macro, and our third is going to be our 2 megapixel depth. The features that we do have on this camera, of course, is our LED flash. We have an HDR feature, and of course we have panorama mode on here if you guys would like to utilize that. We also have 1080p 30 frames per second, so we have no 60 frames per second or 4K, which honestly I don't see a big issue not having 4K unless you have optimized Google cameras like the Google Pixel 6a. I feel like that's the only camera around this price point that can even keep up with 4K or 60 frames per second. I feel like a lot of other devices that are around $300 really cannot perform 1080p 60 or even 4K for that matter decently. So definitely respect what OnePlus did right here. Of course, for a front-facing camera, it's going to be our hole punch camera. Grateful that they made it a hole punch. Definitely looks more modern. But our front-facing camera is going to be a 16 megapixel f2.4 aperture wide angle camera. So we do have wide angle mode on this camera, which is great to see. We also have our HDR and panorama mode as well, so nice to see as well, and 1080p 30 frames per second. So those are the specifications on the front and rear facing camera. Of course, our camera, once we get inside of here, we have our video mode, and you guys can change from 1080p or 720p resolution depending on what resolution you guys want to shoot at. Of course, 720p is going to take much less memory away from your device. We also have night mode, which is kind of like night shot. So if you guys are in darker situations, you can light up your photo, and it does that through the technology in this phone, which is pretty cool. Of course, we have our photo mode. We can go all the way up, as you guys can see, to 6x zoom, and we can change our aspect ratio right here from 1:1 to full. We also have our AI camera, basically an enhancement. We have our timer, our flash, and if we go right here, we can turn on HDR, turn off HDR, turn on our high res mode, and of course we have some other settings inside of here as well. So if you guys want to do rule of thirds, you guys are into shooting photography, that's one of the things that you can use is grids and guides. We also have our watermark. We have location tags on here, mirror selfie, shutter sound. So if you guys find that annoying, you can always turn it off. And we have some other shooting methods and other type of file formats for videos and photos, which is nice to see. Now going into portrait mode, you're gonna have to stay a little bit further away from the subject to actually use this. But when you use it, it's decently consistent. I don't think it's the best in the world by any means. Going into more, we have our pro mode, of course, which you can change your white balance, your aperture, all of that good stuff in there. If you guys are privy to any of the photography stuff, we have extra HD, we have pano, macro mode, slow-mo, time-lapse, dual view mode, which is basically utilizing the rear and front-facing camera, and we have our text scanner, which is pretty cool as well. So we can look up stuff and we can scan things on the screen, which I'm sure you guys know how to use. But that is what we have inside the camera. It's a pretty basic camera, pretty decent setup, especially for a OnePlus device. I know their UI is a little bit different, but it's really easy to get used to actually. So now that we went over all of that, we went over the specifications, here are some of the photos and videos that I received on the OnePlus N30. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Again, I feel like you guys can get way more value picking up the Google Pixel 6a. I think that you do get some really great colors and some really decent clear photos on here, but I think the Pixel 6a is going to be more consistent as far as like the point and shoot. You got 4K on that as well, and the photos and videos are just going to be a little bit more consistent, especially in the aspect of steadiness or stability. Stability on here I don't think is a huge issue with video, but you guys will see in a second that the Pixel 6a is going to outperform it. But again, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Here are some of those samples. This is the front-facing camera, 1080p 30 frames per second, OnePlus N30. Let me know what you guys think. This is the rear-facing camera on the OnePlus N30, 1080p 30 frames per second. So as you guys saw, we got some really decent photos on here, and I thought the video didn't look half bad at all either. I think it was a little grainy compared to some other devices in the higher spec'd out range and the, you know, like the Pixel 6a, obviously. I think that's the thing that you can compare this to, since both of these devices are $299. But honestly, I think the OnePlus N30 is solid, especially since they offer a lot of the stuff the Pixel 6a doesn't. I just think the cameras on the 6a are better. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Obviously, this offers like faster charging. It actually offers a charger inside the box, 120 hertz refresh rate. But I know the camera is very important to someone, and it could be a make or break situation depending on what phone they're gonna buy. But if you guys are actually torn between both of those devices, let me know in the comment section down below which one you would rather have. But this has been Safan from TechRight. Hopefully you guys have a beautiful day. Peace out, Tech Gang.